We're working here today on a 2018 Nissan NV200. This van, good workhorse, but they do have some classic problems, mostly with doors and the hood latches. So in this case, what happens is they get a little seized up from not being oiled and greased properly. So right now we've got this back door is misaligned, won't close properly without hitting here at the top. We have one sliding door on the passenger side that is seized. The sliding door on the driver's side won't work at all. The latch just triggers and it won't open. So we've got a barely functioning van, and today we're going to try and figure out each one of these individually. So we're here on the driver's side door. It's not jams per se, it's closed all the way at least, but same problem, it's not opening. The cable on the inside is connected. So again, we think this is a power lock jam. We've fixed the cable being disconnected. You can check that out on an earlier video. We know that this one is connected because we've already pulled the panel off, took a quick peek at it. So this is likely, again, something to do with the power lock jamming up this mechanism. So you can see this is our lock. If we had the door handle on, we'd hold this to unlock and to lock. So we've taken that off so we can see what's going on in here. This rod needs to go up in order for this to actually unlock. So see how it jams? But now when they're aligned, it locks and unlocks fine. So what happens is that one part of the sleeve on this inside here is worn from a rivet joint, and it allows that upper sleeve to slide in too far. And then that blocks the locking rod from going up. If we just realign that, the locking rod goes up and down quite easily. This is our door, and what's happening is it's coming back too far by virtue of that joint up top. And that's stopping this from the lock from unlocking. But if we just slide this a little bit, all of a sudden the lock works fine. So again, it's the joint up there that just is allowing that little bit of slack right there. And because of that slack, the lock won't unlock. And if you get this thing locked and close it, you're not getting it back open again without coming in here and moving this that 1/16 of an inch. So you can also see that there's a joint here. You can see the slight movement of these two pieces. So you can see that little bit of play. And again, we'll show you that this lock works, lock doesn't work. So just that slight bit of play there. And that play forces these two joints together. Now when the door opens, you can see they stay together, and then they come back, and then they separate. So all we need to do is stop that separation. But because we're not interested in pulling this whole mechanism apart, we'd have to take this off, bring this down, and somehow or another fix that joint. We are gonna come at it the simple way again. A strong zip tie in here, but not too thick because it's gonna have to go behind here and not jam up the door. Tighten it and squeeze the middle of this so that you get the slack out of it, okay? Because it doesn't need to be high. We'll get our excess out of the way, and then we'll test it. We have good lock movement, but then when we open the door, this is gonna happen. The lock still moves. See how that slams down? But it doesn't release anymore. And that's your workaround. It's just a tiny zip tie in here, in between your two pull cords, just to snug this up a little bit, stop that from releasing too far backwards and jamming the lock mechanism. And then you're good. You have created a new workaround so that you can use the power locks and unlock and lock this thing properly and not get stuck with your side doors not working. So you can tell immediately when you open these doors that they've got some problems. Just listen to them clunking and fighting. That's not good. Okay. This door. So a couple things get jammed up. These little arms here in the middle, they control the door from going out too far. Otherwise she'd swing right around on us. But they get jammed up inside and they need to be greased, a little white lithium grease in them to keep them flowing properly. And you can see how they're jamming inside. and that jam is causing some issues. Secondarily, our hinges get rusted. So these are very, very high strength hinges, bolted, incidentally, to thin body metal. So we have 2 of these, and when they get rusty, they torque on the body metal really, really aggressively. And over time, they'll bend it out. And that's what's happened here. As you can see, this door doesn't align anymore. Because this hinge has seized so much over the years, each time it opens, instead of it bending the hinge itself, it actually pulls out on this body of metal in the door here. And as it pulls this way, ever so slightly, the door shifts over, and then it won't close. That's another issue. If you look at this straight on, we've got a gap here at the bottom between the 2 doors, but it disappears at the top. So that shows you how this hinge has bent out, and now the door is actually tipped this way. So this device here stops the door from going all the way out, but you can see how it should roll here. I shouldn't have to hold this open. It should bump that out of the way on its own, and it's not. So you can see that it's bending it each time. Look at it bend in. Look at it fighting, and it's bending the metal. It's actually hit the back here, and it's bent this whole bracket. So the first thing we did, we put our friendly PB Blaster penetrant lubricant here on our hinges. And you can see how rusted they were, so we needed to get those freed up and get the door moving. The second thing we had was the door stop mechanism. It was jammed up pretty hard in here and rusty. So any white lithium grease or any good penetrant lubricant will work. This door stop had jammed so much, as you saw previously, that it had bent in. Now what happens when it bends in is it actually shortens the end of it. So as that shortened in, it didn't align properly with the roll pin inside the door. So the door stop then, when it was closing, wasn't at the right spot. So we simply grabbed our pry bar and bent this out, and that made it align properly. Again, we hit it with the white lithium grease in here pretty hard, and that freed it up so it's moving. We also lubricated our very rusty hinges to get them moving. You can see how much nicer this moves and how quiet it is. So now, our issue was, if you recall earlier, it wasn't lined up properly here. And that's because when this jams up, it puts so much torque on this upper hinge that it bent the soft body metal, pulled that metal this way, and therefore the door tipped as well. So the right way to do this would be to take the door off and then push this metal back in. We're not interested in the right way, we're interested in the fast way today. So we come at it with a bit of a persuasion, yes, sledge, and we just tap her in here. So we hammered her a few times, then we brought it over, we literally grab this door and we torque it up. And what you're doing is you're softly bending that metal, and then look what happens. It lines up. It ain't pretty, but it's fast and it did the work. Now, for those of you at home who are going, that's not the right way to do it, I'm gonna remind you that it was brute force and strength and rust that bent this door. So we used a little brute force and strength to bend her back. Plus we lubricated it so it won't happen again for a little while. And we're good to go.